That means that you stop talking, please. All right, guys, remember that our character challenge for the week is respect. Now, over the next 45 minutes or so, we're going to have a number of staff members coming up here and honoring some of your classmates that have achieved some things over the course of this year. And so I want us to all be respectful while that's happening. If you were up here getting a very awesome award, you would want people to be respectful while that was happening, correct? So we're all going to pay that forward to the folks that are being honored today. So without further ado, I want to welcome you all to the end of the year awards assembly here at Sullivan Middle School. It's been a pretty crazy year. So when this year began, I don't think any of us knew how exactly it was going to turn out. I don't know that any of us anticipated that we would be sitting here on May 20th, getting ready to have an actual in-person banana race, having an actual in-person awards assembly, and that we would have done all of it without ever having to take a break off for COVID-19. And that's largely due to all of you guys doing the right things, keeping your masks up, following the rules, staying home when you're sick. And it's due to our amazing teachers and our staff and our faculty here that have kept everything running smoothly. So let's give a big round of applause to everybody. One of the really exciting things that I don't think many of us really knew what was going to happen was sports. So we were able to have all of our sports seasons this year, which was kind of up in the air there for a while. And one of the things that we like to do here at Sullivan Middle School is recognize all of our participants in those sports. And so we had a lot of sports crammed in right here at the very end, and so we didn't get a chance to recognize all of those teams individually, but we are going to do that today. So I want to start off by recognizing our middle school boys basketball team. So boys, when I call your name, just come line up down here in the front, and then we will also hand out the Joe Marks Award. So I would like to start off by recognizing our 7th grade boys basketball team, James Feldkamp, Logan Greener, Mitchell Hughes, Drew Miller, Dan Hassan, Jonathan Mason Cumberland, Ryder Pierce, Owen Smith, Austin Steinhardt, Brighton White, Colton Wiley, Kristen White, and Kate Saul. Your mom might be watching from home and she can see the middle. So everybody in school is the there we go. Now they can see it. All right, that's your second. I had the pleasure of attending all of their games this year. Coach Campbell was not able to come over due to the schedule that they're having at the elementary school today, but he did want to make sure that he was very proud of, that it was communicated that he was very proud of the gentlemen and how they conducted themselves and competed this year. I know they didn't get all the wins they wanted to, but as somebody that was at every game, we certainly saw their improvement, their hard work, their determination. And so I look forward to seeing what these boys will accomplish in the future. Your 7th grade boys basketball team. Next up will be the 8th grade boys basketball team. 8th grade boys still have to go out and let's do that. All right. Maddox Bassett. Cooper Christensen. Derek Cooper. And Miller. David Delphi. Aiden Bryant. Hunter Hundy, Reed Holloway, DeMarcus Moore, Schaefer Ogle, Christian Rosen, Sullivan Hughes, Camden Watkins, Katie Ingram, and Calvin Osborne. Guys, thank you very much for watching home. See y'all. We really appreciate that. All right. Again, I had the pleasure of watching every one of the games that these boys competed in as well, I believe. And again, they were a lot of fun to watch. They were a very fast-paced athletic team, so it made for very exciting games. I know they also didn't get the wins that they wanted, but again, it was something where it was pretty evident as we watched throughout the season that they were improving, and so I'm excited to see what they will accomplish in high school. Coach Tipper also, due to the elementary school schedule, wasn't able to be here, said it was the first time he ever missed this. But he also wanted to make sure that it was communicated how proud he was of the boys for their hard work, morning practices, showing up, doing things, everybody carrying their own bags, those kinds of things that Coach preaches. So the other thing that we need to do here with our 8th grade is present the Joe Marks Award for 8th grade boys basketball. So the Joe Marks Award for 8th grade boys basketball goes to Dave Fryman. One round of applause for your 8th grade boys basketball. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Wade to introduce the 7th grade girls team.
All right, 7th grade girls and 6th grade girls who played with us this year, go ahead and come on down when I announce your names. Number 1, Kate Bushu. Number 3, Ellie Lowe. Number 4, Jennifer Nixon. Number 11, Isaiah Wilson. Number 12, Emerson Grizzly. Number 15, Michaela Guest. Number 22, Kylie Kelly. Number 6, Early Miller. And number 50, Alira Hooley. All right, so this is our small but mighty team of 7th graders, a couple 6th graders joining us this year. We had 8 weeks of jam-packed basketball. We ended our 15-game season at 11-4, with a couple of those that they're going to avenge next year and take care of those teams that we lost to. I couldn't be prouder of the hard work. I would also be remiss, I guess, if I didn't recognize the 8th grade team for the way that they pushed us in practice, and the way that they demonstrated for us how to be a team. And just really helped this group of girls grow as basketball players and teammates. And so thank you, 8th graders, for doing that. I'll let Coach talk more to you. But 7th graders, we're looking forward to getting in the gym this summer, and 8th grade season right around the corner. So good job, thank you, I'm proud of you. And I'll turn it over to Coach Pettis, who I would also give a big shout out to for all of her work.
Introduce our 8th grade girls. So just go ahead and come out here to the middle whenever I say your name. Addison Stoller. Addison Meyer. Caitlin Ellis. Caitlin Hunter. Kendall Kimberly. Brooklyn Hooker. And Andrew Miller. Do this without getting emotional again, ladies. I say that because this has truly been a unique group of girls to coach. We had so much fun this year, and I literally wrap up our whole season with one word, and that is unselfish. Every single night we stepped on the court, these girls didn't care who had the most points, who did the best, performed the best. They didn't care. They played together and they worked hard, and they refused to stop. And I'm going to pick on them a little bit. We had struggle all year, kind of even ending 10-5, we were still struggling to play 4 quarters of basketball. And I didn't know if we would ever get there. And there was something about the last week in that short season, for 3 games in a row, where they were unstoppable. It was insane. They figured it out. They played 4 quarters of basketball, and I'm so excited to watch them as they move on. Our girls basketball team is going to be fun to watch for a few years. So I'm excited about that. So thank you, girls. There was only 7. We were down to 6 because Abby Minor was sick for a few weeks, and they just kept going. They didn't stop. And so, like I said, just unselfish is something you can't really coach. It's got to really come from them and their hearts, and they have to be willing to do that. And so that just meant a lot to me, and a very special group of girls. So congratulations, girls, on what you've done. With that said, I have 2 Joe Marks Award winners this year. The first one goes to Shaylin Hunter. Always being our little firecracker and getting us going. She's small, but she's mighty. And the next one goes to Emily Miller. For getting her hand on every single pass that was thrown, I think. If I had a list of deflections, I think Emily skyrocketed out of the galaxy for how many deflections she. So her defense really helped us through. So thank you.
All right, next I'd like to recognize our girls volleyball team. Their coaches were unable to be here as well due to other scheduling concerns, so I'm going to step in, and I was able to go to some of their games. I went to a lot of games this year, so I can speak a little bit about what I saw out there. So we'll start off with the 7th grade girls. So girls, when I call you down, come on out so we can recognize your efforts. Lily Bennett. Michaela Guest, Harley Kelly, Ivy Cole, Kevin Richardson, Erin Grasher, Maya Webb, Olivia Wilson, Harmony Ray, and Lil Halili. So these ladies played some of the more exciting middle school volleyball that I've seen in my time here at Sullivan Middle School. They really had a tenacity about them, so there were several games where they would go on these amazing runs, and it would be very, very exciting. And so the growth that they saw, volleyball is not a sport. This summer we'll see kids going out playing t-ball from 4 and 5 years old. Volleyball is not a sport that you're usually playing that young, and so especially at this level, our 7th grade girls are a lot of times learning the game, and so to see them go out and compete and really never give up and continue to work hard and grind it out was really impressive. I enjoyed watching them play, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do next year. So let's give a big hand to our 7th grade girls. Next up, I would like to recognize our 8th grade girls volleyball team. Macy Stroud, Shaylin Hunter, Addison Rush, Addison Minor, Addison Stoller, Tia Allen, Riley Newman. Emily Miller. Kendall Pemberton. Tabitha Webb. Claire Welch. And Charlie Tripp. So I feel like a lot of the things that I said about the 7th grade girls and a lot of things that the basketball coaches were talking about with this group, it all applies here as well. This group of young ladies, whether it's softball, basketball, volleyball, track, all the various combinations that you see these young ladies out competing, they are unselfish, they work hard, they support each other, they do all the things right. And so it was a lot of fun to watch them in volleyball. We thought we found a lucky charm with me warming up with them before the game. It was fun, but limited success, but it was still, I enjoyed it. So I guess, it's worth a shot, right? So, but it was a lot of fun watching them play and compete. I did get a message delivered to me from Coach Martin about this year's Joe Marks Award winner. So I'll go ahead and read that at this time. This year for the Joe Marks Award, I chose a girl who was a great asset to the team in many ways. This girl always played very unselfish volleyball. She would always make sure she was hustling the ball to give her teammates the best chance to score a point. She kept a positive attitude, would pick up the team if they got down, worked her hardest every practice and game, asked questions to better herself and her team, would adapt well to rotation changes, and improved tremendously from the beginning of the season. This girl was a great team leader. For the 2021 middle school volleyball season, Addison Stoller is the recipient of the Award. One more big round of applause for our Eastern Coast volleyball team. This time I'm going to turn it over to Coach Garrett, who will come track.
Okay, so this was awesome to work with. This was my first year being a track coach. The other three coaches could not be here, but Coach Tipper, Coach Westjohn, and Coach Palmer. We had a blast. These kids worked really hard. Practice was pretty brutal this spring. I think we had rain, sleet, snow, and hail, like every practice. But at each meet, we made PRs, all the way up to sectionals. And they were fun to work with, and they worked hard and did a great job. So, for our Joe Marks Award, we are recognizing 2 eighth graders that were good leaders, even when injured at some point, still was there to cheer each other on, and just always had a great attitude. And that would be Addison Rush and Mason Booker.
Okay, I'm gonna announce the Sullivan Middle School Scholastic Bowl team. We weren't sure we were gonna have a season, and it kind of got thrown together at the last minute. And these kids did a great job with little practice, going out and being pretty competitive this year. Brooklyn Booker, Anderson Hunt, Isabel Donovan, Elise Fleming, Sawyer Wynn, Jennifer Laughlin, Canyon Reed, and Abram Lee. They worked really hard and worked well together. They ended with 8 wins and 4 losses, which is pretty impressive, especially with 3 sixth graders having to step up. They did a really great job. And today we're also giving out an award for toss-ups. Our team member who had the most toss-ups this year had 86, which is really impressive since we had a short season and one of our regular season matches even got canceled. So he did an awesome job, and that was Anderson Krause. Thank you, Scholastic Board. Miss Louanne, you're up next.
All right, well, just like any good social studies teacher, I have prepared a well-written statement, so you can just listen to this immaculate writing here. On behalf of the SMS Social Studies Department, it is my honor and distinct privilege to present the Sullivan Middle School Social Studies Award. This award is presented to students who earn a perfect score on the United States or Illinois Constitution test. This is not an easy feat, but rather something that requires a lot of time, persistence, and dedication to the study of American government. On top of their academic achievement, the individuals earning recognition here today have managed to stand out as leaders in their class and have set and maintained the examples for how students should behave and achieve success here at SMS. And I have no doubt that their ability to do so will allow them to achieve greatness in their futures. Please join me in congratulating our friends Joshua Cernines, Carly Kelly, James McKee, Ivan Poe, and Drew Wilson.
Go Farley! Now go Farley!
All right, thank you, Coach. Sullivan for Reading Redskins.
All right, well, I am really glad that I get to work at a school that not only honors their athletics, but also honors people for their academic awesomeness too. And so we are going to recognize the people that made it into the top 3 of Reading Redskins each of our competitions. When I call your name, you can line up out front. I'll say some of your names twice, or 3 times, or 4 times, because you won every time, and that's fine. For competition 1, our top 3 readers in 5th grade were Bryson Wilson, Daisy Richardson, and Christian O'Donnell. 6th grade was Abram Bates, Austin Kelly, and Brady Scholar. 7th grade was Abigail Dean, Lily Moxley, and Olivia. 8th grade was Isabel Donovan, Addison Rush, and Miska Mitchell. Competition 2, 5th grade was Daisy Richardson, Maddox Schwaz, and Ty Zabo. 6th grade was Ava Johnson, Angelina Hiller, and Emerson Reesley. 7th grade was Nate Dawkins, and Dean. 8th grade was Isabel Donovan, Alyssa Taylor, and Kia Allen. Competition 3, we had Alex Foltz, Wes Allen, and Colt Wilson for 5th grade. In 6th grade, we had Gavin Wade, Grant Martin, and Emerson Reesley. 7th grade, we had Jason Jones, May Dawkins, and Anissa Cocker. And 8th grade, we had Alyssa Taylor, Isabel Donovan, and Kia Allen. For our final competition of the year, in 5th grade, we had Cy Stone, Wes Allen, and Colt Wilson. In 6th grade, we had Grant Martin, Nicole Keller, and Delaney Zell. In 7th grade, we had Anissa Cocker, May Dawkins, and Carson Swinburne. Page totals for our 8th grade victor in this competition. Allison Brush logged a very impressive 7,917 pages for our competition. And so Taylor, Isabel Donovan, and second and third. So pretty impressive people out here. Nice job, everybody. I'll turn it over to Mrs. Wright, Breakfast of Champions. Each quarter, we hold an SMS Breakfast of Champions. Unfortunately, due to restrictions this year, we weren't able to hold the actual breakfast, but we still recognize students through our social media platforms. Staff members can nominate a student based on a variety of reasons. Some of the examples include students who exhibit great school spirit and pride and show in the classroom, hallways, and extracurricular activities. Students who are regularly meeting or exceeding expectations. Student leaders who lead quietly by example or who are more visible and outright in their leadership capacities. Students who intentionally go out of their way to help other students. Or students who have made a drastic turnaround academically or behaviorally. As I read your name, please come up here to be recognized by your peers. First quarter, Maddox Bassett, Keegan Betts, Addison Brush, James Belkamp, Mason Griffin, Alexis Kipp, Addison Miner, Sophia Smith, Natalie Stinson, Serena Vogel, and Bryson Wilson. Second quarter, Daly, David Eaton, Angelina Hiller, Harley Kelly, Taylor Mercer, Will Miller, Julie Louie, Haley Smith, Gavin Wade, and Tabitha Webb. Third quarter, Isaiah Brown, Samantha Davison, Cynthia Doss, Zayden Hassan, Rayson Johnson, Curtis Height, Jet Kinder, Demarcus Moore, Charity Rayna, Madeline Schonkweiler, and Colt Wilson. In fourth quarter, Wesley Allen, October Artrick, Keegan Del Ponte, Haley Dyer, Jackson Lancaster, Ellie Lehman, Eva Lynn, Kason McCoy, Brady Stoller, Jude Stricker, and Camden Watkins. Students for setting a positive example for your peers.
Okay, student council is something that's a ton of fun that we do every year. And because of COVID, it looked a lot different, sadly. But to be here with, I mean, this is great that we're all in the same room today. I love this because we haven't done this all year, so we're making progress. And I hope next year we have more of a student council event type thing. But we did have students step up and want to help and keep some normalcy this year. And one good thing we did was Red Ribbon Week, and I'm not going to call kids up because I have a lot of kids. So you can just even raise your hand or stand if you help, like with Red Ribbon Week, with helping plan it, make posters, deliver goods to classrooms. That was a huge help, and I appreciate you helping out with that. Another thing that we did just recently, Olivia Cordes was huge. Where you at, Liv? Where's Olivia Cordes? Hey, girl. Okay, Liv is really just a leader, a quiet leader, but she's a great leader in the 8th grade with some of her friends that help me. I know Linnea, Claire, Elise, Curtis Kite, and anybody else that helped me this year with the dance. That was awesome. They helped make the playlist. They were so, I appreciated their maturity and their responsibility about censoring songs because that's hard. And Curtis rocked it with the playlist for DJ Webb over there in the corner. Mr. Welding, wherever he's at, he's always a huge help with student council events and things like that. What else can I say? You guys, it was a great year. I appreciate it. Next year hopefully is better so we can get back to popping corn at the ball games. Thanks a bunch, everybody. 6th graders that helped too. You guys are awesome. 6th graders helped with the dance.
All right, we are going to talk about readers again because readers are the best. I want to recognize our One Sullivan members this year. It was a pretty difficult year. Rather than getting to always meet in person, we did do a lot of online meetings this year, which was really great. And they still did their best to participate and be excited and pick a book for the whole community. So this year's One Sullivan members, if you want to come down, I'm going to rattle off your names. You can all head down right now if you want. In 6th grade, we had Abram Bates, Ellie Layden, Carter Stanford, Adam Wade. Our lone 7th grader this year was Abigail Dean. And in 8th grade, we had Kia Allen, Addison Brush, Garrett Copper, Anderson Krause, Isabel Donovan, Elise Fleming, Linnea Graham, Brett Raymond, Ivan
Rock Speak, Claire Welch, and Callie Stanford, who doesn't go here anymore. All right, so let's give a big round of applause for our OVOS members and all the hard work they put in. You guys can take some. And with my next year OVOS members, just stand up in your seat. If you're on OVOS next year, stand up. So if you look around, these are the kids that are going to be picking our next book. So if you have thoughts on which direction they should go, they're the people to yell at. So thank you.
What's up, Sullivan Middle School? Hey, let's give a round of applause for pizza, right? Yeah! What's about pizza? What's it all about? So I'm here to present our band student for 7th and 8th grade, but I also felt it would be important to also recognize our 5th grade and our 6th grade band students as well. The reason being is that with the pandemic this year, Sullivan Middle School was one of very few schools in the nation that was able to have band not only in person, but to be in person for the entire school year. And that's not only a testament to the staff, it's also a testament to every one of you that are sitting in these bleachers right now. So you all need to give yourself a round of applause for the outstanding job. I first want to recognize the class of 2028 5th grade band. They went into band not knowing who I was, not knowing the crazy things that I do and the fun that we would end up having. So I am so proud of these students that were able to step up and do band this year. If you're a member of the band of class of 2028, my 5th graders, please stand and be recognized. I see and recognize my 6th grade class of 2027 band students as well. They obviously had a 5th grade band experience that was cut short last year with Mr. Schaefer's, unfortunately due to the pandemic. And we had to do a lot of catching up to make sure that we could get up to 6th grade band level. And I was extremely proud of them. So 6th grade band, if you could please stand and also be recognized. When I was seeing Grant Martin come down, please. Grant Martin. Okay, perfect. At our end of the year concert, we recognized a couple of students that did solo and ensemble this past year. Grant was one of them, and he did a trombone solo from Stars Will Strike Forever, which is the national march of the United States of America. And through a virtual performance, he was able to get an excellent performance, which was a Division I. So special congratulations to Grant Martin. And now my 7th and 8th grade band students, instead of coming down here, I'm just going to stand and have you all recognize. Feel free to applaud for each one of them because they all are superb. Okay, so for our 7th and 8th grade band, once I call your name, please stand and recognize Trey Biggs, Silas Booker, Aiden Burgess, Josh Kameen, Anderson Krause, Aiden Davenport, Aiden Davis, James Belkin, Elise Fleming, Mason Griffin, Zach Hill, Creed Holloway, Harley Kelly, Kevin Miller, Jake McKee, Simon Carney, Gallagher Perry, Jake Simmons, Caden Smith, Austin Sandhorn, and Carson Swinford. Please give these folks another round of applause. Go ahead and see if I need one more student to come down here. Anderson Krause, please come and join me down here. I need to recognize Anderson for a couple of things that he did over the course of the year. He also participated in the solo and ensemble contest. If you don't know Anderson, he plays clarinet, but he is also an excellent bass player. He played bass on a jazz piece called The How by Clifford Brown, which is originally for trumpet. And he sent out his virtual performance, and the judge was absolutely blown away by his performance, so much so that not only did he get a #1 superior performance, he got a complete perfect score on his performance for that. So that's an excellent thing for him. He's on that rock. Anderson was also recognized as our top 8th grade student in band, and he received the director's award. So that's another thing to applaud him for as well. Nice job. One last thing is I would also like to thank the entire staff and all of the student body for welcoming me into your tribe this year. Changing jobs in the middle of the pandemic is a very difficult thing, especially for a band program. And coming in, even the students that are not involved in band, being welcoming me, saying hi to Mr. Tripp as many times as you can in the hallway. It's been a wonderful thing. I really love working here. My kids love being here. My family loves being here too. So thank you so much, Sullivan. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Your director of choral activities at Sullivan School, Mr. Tripp.
Wow. Thank you. All right, stop. All right. I am up here to recognize our seniors junior, but I also wanted to copy off of Mr. Tripp and recognize my 5th and 6th grade choir members because they had to have a whole year of being in choir without doing choir. We didn't really sing. We did a lot of music theory because we had a lot of restrictions. So, but I love these kids and I really appreciate all their hard work and everything they did and cheating on musictheory.net and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know you did it, but it's fine. So 5th and 6th grade choir members, please stand to be recognized. Yes. Beautiful. All right, now I'm gonna recognize our seniors junior show choir. I'm extremely proud of these guys. We went into this year completely just thinking everything, and we were hoping that we would get a competition season, and praise God, we did. We did have one virtual competition in Glenwood, and then we got to perform live at Decatur and Mount Zion, and I'm extremely proud of everything they've accomplished through all the adversity and rehearsing in the bus garage and the band room and outside and everywhere but the choir room. It's been great. They've really been resilient, and I really appreciate them very much and love them very much. So here we go. I'm going to start with the 6th graders, and if y'all could, I know it's weird, sorry, y'all can hold your applause till the end so we can kind of fly through this and every name can be heard. I'm going to start with 6th grade. We have Miss Kaylee Dyer, Emerson Risley, Alexis Russell, and just stand and be recognized. Sorry, did I say that? I probably didn't. I apologize. They know that I'm not good at giving directions sometimes. Yeah, just stand and be recognized. Sorry, kids. Tristan Strill, Aiden Villalobos, Maddie Whitmore, and then my 7th graders are Cora Emmel, Riley Hensel, Aubrey Gendrich, Ginger, Alira Halili, Lillian Moxley, Lady Russell, and Brighton White. And then my ginormous 8th grade class. Here we go. Kia Allen, Zoe Conlon, Olivia Cordes, Shaylin Ellis, A.N. Fryman, Linnea Graham, Gavin Hope, Aubrey Heeman, Shay Hunter, Caitlin Kirby, Curtis Kite, Taylor Mercer, Emily Miller, Addie Miner, Ivan Moxley, Schaefer Ogle, Christian Ozier, and Charlie Tripp. Please give these kids a round of applause. And a quick special shout out to Ivan Moxley, who received numerous solo awards during our competition. Thank you guys, love you guys. Looking forward to next year. And next, we have Miss Kiefer with the honor roll. Please welcome our amazing counselor, Miss Kiefer!
Entire 2020-2021 school year. So when I call your name, you can come up front, which is a pretty big accomplishment. So first we have Mason Booker, Addison Brush, Olivia Cordes, Hannah Creek, Anderson Krause, Linnea Graham, Taylor Mercer, Addison Stoller, Claire Welch, Anissa Kofer, Josh Cremeen, Emily Crocher, May Dawkins, Cora Emmel, Logan Fleener, Michaela Guest, Alira Halili, Mitchell Hooten, Zayden Hassan, Carly Kelly, Adelie Poe, Devin Richardson, Hayden Saul, Maddie Schonkweiler, Janae Webb, Nevaeh Wilson, Mary Chris, Addie Pruitt, Cynthia Doss, Angelina Hiller, Austin Kelly, Ellie Lehman, Grant Martin, Julia Moody, Keegan Newberry, Emerson Ridley, Haley Smith, Brady Stoller, Gavin Wade, Wesley Allen, Maddie Anderson, Ava Castile, Liam Coyle, Piper Conlon, Grayson Duvall, David Eaton, Gavin Finn, Alex Foltz, Brenner Johnson, Miles Monroe, Daisy Richardson, Colin Shane, and Colt Wilson. Awesome job, you guys, on getting straight A's for the entire year. Congratulations.
On that note, I don't know how many students know about this, to have that to where our biggest group, that we had to go from baseline to baseline, was students who achieved straight A's all year, is absolutely fantastic. It's one more round of applause. I think accomplishing straight A's for an entire year is something to be proud of in any year, but especially this year. Learning was difficult this year. Teaching was difficult this year. And I want to go beyond even just the recognition so greatly deserved by our students who achieved straight A's. And I want to let this entire student body know that in conversations that I have with other principals in the area, other principals across the state, there are schools where 25, 30, 40, 50% of their student body is failing classes. That is not the case here at Sullivan Middle School. Our academic performance here was a little rocky at first as we adapted, but at the end of the year, as I look at our end of the year grade reports, it looks pretty close to typical for a regular year. And that is a huge testament to our students who adapted and rose to the challenge of learning in the pandemic, and especially to our teachers for making sure that you had the opportunity to continue to learn. So let's give a big round of applause to our teachers for making that happen. All right, we've got a few awards here to wrap things up. The next award is an award that we started handing out a few years ago. The guy with the amplified microphone shouldn't have to talk over it. Started handing this out a few years ago because I had a couple of young ladies who took it upon themselves for 3 straight years, every morning, to go out and make sure that the American flag was displayed in front of our building. They came down every day to take it down and fold it and put it away. If it was up and the weather turned and it started raining, they didn't have to be asked. They were constantly, they took care of that flag like it was their full-time job. And after 3 years of doing that, we decided that that was something worth honoring. And so we began the Sullivan Middle School Patriot Award, which we've given out every year to a student who has given multiple years of service to displaying our country's flag in front of our building. These are students that don't have to be reminded to do it. They just show up and do it. And I appreciate a job well done, and particularly a job well done independently and through self-motivation. So this year, the SMS Patriot Award goes to Anderson Krause. going to turn it over to Mr. Rogers.
All right, folks. I'm here. I want to do a couple things real quick. First of all, I know we handed a lot of Joe Marks awards out today. How many of you know who Joe Marks is? Kind of what I figured. Joe Marks was my principal several years ago. He was actually the person that I walked into his office springtime, and I said, dude, I have an IP. And he always listened. No matter how crazy my ideas were, he always listened to me. And that's when we started the banana races 15 years ago. He was a dedicated coach, teacher, principal. He was the biggest cheerleader at any games that you guys participated in his time here. And that's why it's a real honor for you guys to get that award. The next award I'm going to give is the John Ruskin Award. And I think that might be the first time I've ever said his first name. He's simply Coach. And if you ask any of your grandparents, maybe your parents, they probably had or know him as Coach. He taught in the middle school for 37 years. He coached me in basketball, baseball, and track. He was a year-long coach. He was a very dedicated teacher, mentor. I think I had every single one of his kids as one of my babysitters at one time, except his youngest, and that was good because he was the honoriest one. But Coach Ruskin, when I think of him being Mr. Redskin. When I think of being a Sullivan Redskin, I really think about his ideals. Having character, having integrity, working hard, not only in the classroom, on the playing field, and also when nobody's watching. And that's when you get really good. So it's my honor to present two 8th graders. We always vote as a staff from all the winners of the Joe Marks Award each year. And we give two very deserving 8th graders the opportunity to win this award. And those two individuals are Tabitha Webb and Anne Bryant. And I'm going to pass it over to Owen, but before I do, I also know Rick Martin. I know you probably get to realize that I'm kind of old and I've been around here a long time. But Rick Martin was our Tim. We knew him as Beef. That's what we called him. He was our custodian. When I went through middle school, he would take kids under his wing. He'd have them help them out and clean the building. Great individual. I'll pass it over to Mr. Oak.
I think it's important to hear, from Mr. Rogers, and I'm sure we have other teachers on our staff that can talk about some of the people that are to you are just names on plaques, but they were actual people that dedicated their lives and their careers to Sullivan Middle School and what we can accomplish here. And I think it's important to keep that in mind. Every institution that you go to, whether it's middle school, as you go into high school, as you go out into the world, every institution that you walk into has a history and a legacy that's been earned by the people that came before you. And when you are allowed into those institutions, it's your responsibility to uphold that legacy. when you walk into an institution that has a high reputation for things like integrity and hard work and citizenship, it's your responsibility to pay that forward and continue that legacy. And so the Rick Martin Service Award is one that I reach out to our staff and ask for nominations for an 8th grade student that during their time here has lived up to that legacy of serving others and doing what needs to be done. I also reach out to the elementary school teachers because so many of our students perform service over there, and ask for what student stands out as somebody that always goes above and beyond when it comes to helping others. And so we get that list of names, and as a staff we vote. And this year that vote was pretty unanimous. So this year's Rick Martin Service Award goes to Linnea Graham. So I've asked Linnea to stay up here because we've got one more award. As a school administrator, as a principal in the state of Illinois, I am a member of the Illinois Principals Association, which is a professional organization for principals, assistant principals, and the like. And the state is divided into the regions. We are in the Abe Lincoln region. And the Abe Lincoln region of the Illinois Principals Association several years ago started a student recognition program where every principal in the region is allowed to nominate a student to be recognized from their exiting class. And so for middle school, that is our 8th grade class. We look for things like leadership, service, character, attitude, all the things that we want to see in a student. And so we're wanting to recognize and honor a student who exemplifies what it means to be a Sullivan Middle School student. And once again, this year's Student Leadership Award from the Illinois Principals Association goes to Linnea Graham. Let's have one more round of applause for all our award recipients today. Here in just a little bit, we will begin dismissing. We'll be heading back to advisory. So I've got a little trivia fun planned for us before lunch. But before we do, there's one more group that I would like to recognize. I would like our 8th grade class, the class of 2025, to please stand. 8th graders, listen up. You've been with us for 3 years. And over that 3 years, and I know maybe you don't believe this based on some of the things that you hear from us as staff members, but you guys have grown a tremendous amount since you come in as 6th graders. You still are responsible for several of the gray hairs in my beard, but mask covers it up. But I have seen tremendous growth. There is a large chunk of this class that I get more and more excited about every single day and what you will accomplish. The leadership that I've seen emerge out of this class, particularly over this year, has been pretty awesome. And I know that sometimes that gets overshadowed by some of the other issues, but those of you that are doing the right thing, I want you to know that I see you and I've appreciated every bit of it for the last 3 years. Thank you, and good luck at Sullivan High School next year. All right, teachers, we will dismiss in reverse order. Oh, we got one more thing.
All right, hey, real quick, Troy probably loves that I'm the speaker because I ramble and talk a lot and fast, and he loves to rip on me for that, and that's okay. I'm not bitter that he's leaving us or upset, and this is supposed to be a happy time that we're celebrating and making it through a year, and holy cow, we did it. And I think you guys understand that your staff, like we're human, and we're, we have feelings in our heart, and we can have fun and laugh and cry and all those things. And this staff that you see in all these cool shirts that have that Maniac's face on it, We are like a family, and we've gotten through some happy times together, and we've gotten through some not so happy times together. And I can't believe I'm one of the older, where you at, Bales? Where you at, Bales? He's with me, hey, that's right. But Rogers is right below me, and he's leaving to go on. And I just want to recognize what that man's done for the community, for the schools, for the kids that are already like older and younger and everything, whether it's been in the classroom, whether it's been as a coach, phenomenal coach to kids that he's lifelong friends with still, and as a friend to all of us that are here today. So please recognize that guy, the living legend, the man, the champion man. I love that guy, Troy Rogers.
I think you're supposed to bow when you get that response. There it is. All right, teachers, we will dismiss in reverse order of the way that we came in. So 8th grade, you guys will file out through those doors. 5th grade, will file out through those doors. Anybody that received an award today, so if you received a plaque or a certificate, please stick around up here so we can get a picture. If you received a plaque or a certificate, please stick around for a picture. Plaque and certificates right up here by the podium with Mrs. Wright. You guys are going to go out front for a picture. So Joe Marks, John Ruskin, Britt Martin, Patriot Award, IPA Student Leadership Award,